class speaker is Miss Molly Chu. As a student who got senioritis during my junior year, I have been more than eager to shove my way through high school and leap out into the real world. After 4 years of being bombarded with essays, midterms, and childish gossip, I have wanted nothing more than to skip across this stage, grab my diploma, and book it on out of here. I thought that being a graduating senior meant that I was so close to finally escaping the immaturity of high school. Being a senior meant that I could move on and let go of all the things that have been holding me back. But now that I'm actually standing here on this stage, I realize that being a senior means saying goodbye to so much of my past that I know I will want with me in the future. The house on the corner of 19th Street has been mine my entire life. The bedroom in the back is my sanctuary. Every day when I walk into my room, I collapse onto a bed that has finally been upgraded to queen size. I can hear my mom singing her oldies music from the next room while the mini chimes on the back porch create such a ruckus. But the sounds, while they certainly are not perfect, are comforting. I gaze at the unique patterns on the walls from the paint that my sister and I put there. When I'm falling asleep, the rain gutter outside my window thumps continuously, and I almost believe it is the sound of my own heart beating as my mother told me it was when I was a child. There are so many things to which I have grown accustomed in this house that I must shortly leave behind. For the past 8 years, my best friend has been my driving force. She has always kept me standing tall, even when I'm ready to collapse. She has been here from the beginning, and I'm positive she will be here until the end. However, she must soon be here from somewhere else. Come September, we will be attending different colleges, and the quick trip around the block to see her will become a road trip. The long distance that awaits us will split the world where we chase the ice cream man on hot summer days and dressed in crazy costumes to go to Winco and shared countless laughs and tears into 2 separate and different worlds. Unless I can invent a way to feel hugs through a phone or capture the essence of her contagious laugh on a computer screen, our friendship will never be the same. After I graduate, the familiarity of the life I've been living will soon begin to fade. When I leave here tonight, I may never again see so many of the faces that have followed me since I started school at age 5. I have grown older with all of you and watched you change, and I only wish I could know what you will look like in the years ahead. What will happen to the girl who sat behind me on the bus when I was 7 years old, who still sat behind me in math just last week? Will I even remember her? And what about the halls? Halls I have walked hundreds of times that I could walk in my sleep. I could come back 10 years from now, and they would be the same crowded halls crammed with unfamiliar faces. Perhaps I would even need a map to walk in them. The bleachers would be filled with new fans shouting the same old cheers that I would have to rack my brain to recall. And what about my teachers? What will happen if I forget the lessons they taught me? Or if I look through the yearbook and people whose faces I can paint with my eyes closed look like strangers? Once I have graduated, things I want to remember forever will slip from my memory no matter how hard I try and hold on to them. Only minutes remain until I will march across this stage. From then on, these things that have defined me so much will be a part of my past. Soon I will move into a room with no best friend around the corner, and blindingly bland walls painted by someone I've never met. As I stand here tonight, I look back on and take notice of all the high school drama that has been a constant nuisance for me. But instead of scowling at it as I often have, I soak it up because I know that soon I will never hear it again. It is at this moment that I wish the white noise would bother me just a little longer. So here's to all of you. To anyone who has ever felt like a part of that background noise. Here's to the underdog, to the overachiever, to the bottom of the heap, from the top of your class. As you leave here tonight, leave with open arms, ready to embrace life to the fullest. But please, please stay a child somewhere in your heart. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce Elisa Pitashev to read the senior class poem.
Yeah, Molly!